Hello there. There's been a few things happening internationally speaking in the world. The Roe and Wade sentence, the Supreme Court in America, sentenced abortions in the United States is illegal, therefore it's considered as murder. And it should be not the federal government, and the states itself should propose legislation in such matter. The thing is, the pro-life and organisations, very extremist movements, doesn't come into mind their name. They say will go on the rampage, like if it was, have you seen those films Purge? Same thing. Just go around doing violence, anything which comes in their way, and especially when you've got a Democratic president like Joe Biden in office, I don't think it was a very, very good publicity to his administration. And the New York State Court has sentenced the New York State's regulations of gun restrictions are illegal and therefore has to be lifted. Like they proposed bulletproof jackets should be outlawed for some reason. One hence to understand why. Well, in this case, New York will be the first state under Democrats' rule to go back to the old system of gun regulations. It is sanctioned by the Second Amendment. Private citizens can possess firearms legally and protect themselves from a tyrant army, and also they can form militias, armed militias as well. The American Constitution says that. Second Amendment. Biden, his usual cock-ups in front of the TV cameras, and as always, I don't know, by accident, showed those cue cards which is written what he has to say, how he moves, how he should behave. Basically, is a puppeteer president, and having a puppeteer president, I don't think it's a very good thing for America or for the rest of the world, because with a senile, diminished subject like this, God knows it will be capable, probably not realising, because his mind is not all compos mentis. And Lavrov warned them, EU and NATO, they will deal them away in a certain manner. It's a question of time. Donbas. Ukrainians are losing ground every day with heavy casualties. Well, on both sides it's the same thing, but the difference is Ukrainian forces they don't get the supplies of fresh troops, ammunition, and all the necessary things they need to front the battle down. Practically, there was a battalion which just surrendered and quit because they didn't have ammunition for the weapons. And the situation is, in those parts there, they are being outnumbered by the Russian forces and surrounded. There is some have fled due to the situation or trying to search for a way out. And more the Russians advance, most probability, if they're still around there with their gear there, they will just bomb the crap out of them. No mercy, no nothing. Zelensky is, said, was it 2 weeks ago, he said, yes, we shall win in Donbas. You're having your butt kicked in the Donbas, dear Zelensky, with high heels. And Zelensky wants to bring the reserves from the west down to this region, Donbas. And in the state of the Ukraine military war machines, it's falling to pieces. With all these weapons they get from the west and use it in significant military operations, it goes to show how disorganised they are. With the leader they got, they show so-called NATO advisors amongst them in Ukraine to give them military strategy advice, but they get in their butt kicked there. As I said, if they hang around too much, they'll be annihilated. For what? For nothing. If Zelensky thinks bringing troops from the west down to the Donbas to reinforce the defence of the Russians, even them they'll have their butt kicked and destroyed, annihilated. It makes it more easy for the Russians if they want to advance west into Ukraine and capture targets which are probably near towards the border of Poland and other countries which Ukraine borders. So that's why Polish are shitting themselves, asking for a NATO intervention. It's not a wise thing. You just don't escalate the battle in course, and probably NATO, military speaking, is not ready because they haven't got the necessary equipment on site in Europe to deal with this type of warfare.